In today's video, I'm gonna call coin shops all over the US to find out what they would pay me for this bag of 90% silver. Inside this bag is $50 face value of 90% silver dimes, quarters, and half dollars. As you can see right here on SD Bullion's website, and by the way, this is currently June 6th of 2024, the spot price for silver is $31.45 per ounce. That means that our 90% silver melts for $22.49 per dollar face value, which means our bag of 90% silver dimes, quarters, and half dollars today has a melt value of over $1,124. Now, I don't actually expect to get offered that much money, and here's why. As you can see on this wholesaler spreadsheet that is accurate as of this morning, they are selling 90% silver to dealers for just 5 cents over melt. And that means that our 90% silver, if they were to just go and buy it from a wholesaler, would only cost them $1,127, which is less than $3 over the melt value for this $50 face value bag. So I don't expect to get melt price for our silver, but let's call and find out just in case. Really quick before we get into the calls, I just wanted to quickly say that it is now the next day, and as you can see on the screen here, I'm actually editing this video, and spot prices dropped quite a bit from when I recorded these calls and today. So even though the spot prices dropped, I just wanted to make sure you are aware that this data is still accurate because we're looking at how much back of spot they're paying. So it doesn't matter if spot's 32 or 25, we are looking at how far back of that number they are actually paying, and that's what you're gonna see today. All right, let's get to the calls. Yeah, are you guys buying 90% silver right now?
Yeah, always.
What are you paying today?
It's right around 21.3 times.
Okay, so is that what you're paying, or is that what it melts for?
Well, that's what we pay.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's close to melt. I like that. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, bye. All right, well, I said that was close to melt, but in reality, that's around $1.20 back of melt, which comes out to around $1.68 back of spot. All you have to do is take that number, what they offered us, multiply it by 1.4, which is how much you need to get to a full ounce of silver, then subtract it from spot price. So they were paying $1.68 back of spot for 90% silver, which actually is not too bad, given what I said. They can order it from a wholesaler whenever they want for basically melt at today's market. But I would like to see if we can find a shop that does even a little bit better than that. So let's do it. Yeah, could you tell me if you guys are paying 90%? Or what you're paying for 90%? I'm sorry.
Yeah, give me just a second here. I'm going to find out. Looks like we pay 17 times today.
17 times face. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep.
Bye. Woo! I don't know what happened there after you hung up. That was some feedback, but it was probably the screeching of all the souls that are selling their 90% silver right there, because 17 times face, wow. And if you're wondering what that is in spot price, that is $23.80 per ounce. Again, silver right now is trading for $31.45 per ounce. That shop is trading or buying at basically $8 under spot. That is ridiculous. I do understand you can go get it from melt from a wholesaler. So that first shop was much more in line with what I expected to hear, but 17 times face, that is almost as bad as the coin shop that offered us 18 for silver rounds last time we did these videos. And this one is actually in the contiguous 48. Wow. Okay. We are going to keep calling. Don't take your 90% to a coin shop that's going to offer you 17 times. Just don't do it. That's ridiculous. Let's go. Yeah, could you tell me what y'all are paying for 90% silver? Dimes, quarters, half dollars?
If it's slick and worn out, we're paying 13 times.
Okay. What if it's like, you know, pretty
And
average?
if it's nice, we're paying 19, and I may need to do some recalculations, but at the moment, that's what it is, so.
Okay. So the recalculations, is that just because spot's up today, or?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Bye. All right, so $19 per face value for regular average circulation, and she did say that she may have to do some recalculation because spot prices went up, which means they may actually offer more. I wasn't going to keep her on the phone since I actually didn't intend on bringing silver in there, because even at 19, you know, they probably weren't going to offer us more than 19.50, maybe 20. Either way, I think even with the recalculation, that would be worse than the first shop. Now, notice she did say $13 per dollar for really slicked, worn out 90% silver, which is probably way less than it melts for, but I do know that that stuff is incredibly hard to sell. And I actually know people that take that slicked out 90% silver and they just send it off to a refiner to be melted and refined and turned back in the 999 fine silver. So I kind of understand where they're coming from on 13. It might be too low. It may be high. I don't actually know what that really slicked out stuff generally goes for because I don't usually ask about it, but it was interesting to hear it. All right, that's only 3 shops though. Way better than the second one, but still 19 is pretty low. Let's keep going. Yeah, could you tell me what you guys are paying for 90% silver today? I have a bag of 50 face.
Quarter dimes or half dollars?
It's actually a mix of all of them.
All right. Right now it looks like we're paying about 18 and a half times face.
18.50 times. All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, 1850 times face. That's still pretty rough. Let's do the math. All right, so 1850 times 1.4 comes out to $5.55 back of spot. That is quite a bit back. And once again, that first shop is looking really good. That's why I was a little surprised when they offered me what they offered me. When I said it was close to spot, it's not quite close to spot, but it's better than these 3 that we've called, the other ones that we've called so far, but we're gonna keep going. I'm hoping to find another decent shop like that first one. Let's see if we can do it. But that first one, it might be the best we find today. I don't know. We're gonna find out. Yeah, could you tell me what you guys are paying for 90% silver?
What do you got?
Just a collection of dimes, quarters, and half dollars. It's about 50 face.
21 and a half times.
21 and a half times. That's pretty good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye. All right, 21 and a half times. So we did find another shop that was paying a decent number, which goes to show you how important it is to shop around. So if we take 21.5 times 1.4, you can see that comes out to $30.10, which is only $1.35 back of spot. And that is definitely the best of the 5 shops that we called. But before we call shop number 6, I want to say something really quick. And that is, I want you to keep in mind that doing this video and other videos that I do, it's not me trying to convince you that it's okay to sell your silver at back of spot. I'm not saying that you should do that at all. You do what's best for you. The whole point of these videos is to show you what you should expect if you did need to sell and you needed to use a coin shop to do it. Now, some people, believe it or not, find themselves in a position where they have to sell and they have to do so quickly. So they may not have time to list it on eBay or find a Craigslist buyer. Plus, there are risks that come with that type of selling as well, whether it be lost shipments, people filing false claims of missing packages, or saying the package was empty, or the risks that come with doing transactions in person, you know, all that stuff. Some people just prefer to walk into a coin shop, get the money, and walk out. It's hassle-free. You get in, you get out, you're done. So my point in doing these videos is to show you what you can expect and what you should look for. So if you call a shop and they're offering you 17 times like that one shop did, you know not to go there. You know to find somebody else. All right, let's call a couple more shops before we're done. Yeah, could you tell me what you're paying for 90% silver today?
How much you got?
I have a bag of 50 face. It's dimes, quarters, halves. It's a mix of it all. None of them are slick, though. It's like average circulation.
Okay, but you said is a bag, does mean you have 500 or 1,000?
No, I have a bag of $50 face. Like, it's just a little bag.
Oh, $50 face.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, for $50 face, we'll go 20 times the face.
20 times face. All right, I appreciate it. Thank you. Now, really quick, do you mind if I asked, would you pay more if it were more or pay more if it were less?
If you have a bag of 500 or 1,000, absolutely, we'll pay more.
You'd pay more. Okay. Is that just because you can ship it out, or how's that work?
Because the wholesaler, they only buy 500 or 1,000 at a time.
Gotcha.
That's face.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I appreciate the info.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye. All right, so I know I usually just ask the question to get off the phone, but when he said that he would pay, 20 times for $50 face, I had to probe. I had to find out if he paid more for more or less for more. I think I worded it incorrectly, but either way, we got the answer. And as he said, they actually pay more if you have 500 or 1,000 times for the reasons that I said, that he could actually turn around and then sell it to a wholesaler. So he wouldn't hang on to it. He would just take it and then ship it out. And if you look at the spreadsheet that I showed you earlier from that wholesaler that's selling it for just 5 cents over melt, you can see that their buy price is actually 70 cents back of melt. So if you took, let's say, spot price today at $31.45 and then multiplied it by 0.715, which comes out to around $22.49, and then you subtracted that 70 cents, you would come up with $21.78. So he would probably, I don't know what he would pay if I had 500 face, maybe I should have asked, but he'd pay more. Maybe he'd pay $20.50, maybe he'd pay $21. Then he would just turn around, ship it off to a wholesaler, and bank the difference. That's how they would do that, because they wouldn't have to sit on it. When they buy a bag like this $50 face here, that's not enough for them to ship out, so they have to then hold it and hope that spot price doesn't go down before either A, they sell it over the counter, or B, that they have enough that they can ship it out to a wholesaler. So that is why he said that. If you guys didn't know, there's some good info. But getting back to what he offered, that would be $28 per ounce. Now, if you subtract that from $31.45, that means he would be buying our $50 bag for $3.45 back of spot price. So a little bit lower than what I'd like to do. I'd much rather just go to one of the two shops that already offered us, $21.30 or $21.50. All right, let's call one more shop. Yeah, hi, could you tell me real quick what you're paying for 90% silver today?
21.5 times.
21.5 times. That's pretty good. Thank you.
Yep, you bet.
Bye. All right, so our final shop was 21.5 times, which ironically, we've already had somebody offer us today, so we already know the numbers, but let's take a look anyway. And as you can see, that comes out to $30.10 per ounce, which is $1.35 back of spot. So that is the best offer we've had today, but we've had two people offer us that, and our first coin shop also offered us really close as well. So what does this tell you? Well, it tells me that there are really good coin shops and really bad coin shops, and it also tells me that it's very, very important to shop around. Now, I know many people are going to defend some of the lower paying coin shops and saying you don't know their situation, that's why they pay what they do, because maybe they can't ship it to a wholesaler, but that's not why I'm here. I'm here to show you what you should do so that you get the most for your money. The coin shop should make the business decisions that they need to make to help them stay afloat, and if that means they have to pay less, then fine, but that doesn't mean you have to sell to them. Now, if you like supporting a local shop and maybe they're not paying the strongest, or they're selling for a little bit more than the market average or more than you can get it for online, but it's a local shop and you want to support them and you want them to stay open, that's awesome. Do that. I love it. I love supporting local businesses, but at the end of the day, I am here to show you what you can do best for you, and then you can make the decision from there on what to do with the information. So there you go, guys. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video and learned a little bit. And if you did, you'll do me a favor, right? You'll like and subscribe, because I really appreciate it and it really helps me out. So thank you so much. All right, we will see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.